So I want to take a moment to introduce you to the ACA Code of Ethics. This is a document that is available online. I have also put a copy of this on Blackboard. I want you to pay attention to the table of contents here. Now, as you read through the Code of Ethics, you will notice a couple of things. There might be language that sounds very familiar or that might repeat itself. I want you to note what section you are reading, because sometimes I will have students here in section F. So they might be talking about confidentiality, they might be talking about evaluation or assessment, but they're talking about it because it's an F, section F, they're talking about it from the perspective of supervision, training, or teaching, which is not the right section if I'm asking you about a client, right? So I want you to pay attention to what section you are in whenever you are quoting something out of the Code of Ethics, right? So there are not very many sections. It's not very long, as you can see here, but there is a lot of information here, and oftentimes the language kind of overlaps. So I want you to pay attention to what section am I in? Does this section relate to clients? Does it relate to the supervisor-supervisee relationship? Does it relate to some other professionals, right? And based on that, you will pick and choose what Code of Ethics you are reporting on in any number of the assignments that we will go through this semester. So there's just some, a preamble, there's your purpose statement. So this is what your sections will look like. Each section will look very similar to this, right? In section A, they're talking about the counseling relationship. Each section, as you will notice, has, kind of like a larger section, and then there are subsections. Right, so here they're talking about the counseling relationship, they're talking about client welfare, and then several headings that go under client welfare, right? So when you are reporting on a particular code for me in any of your assignments, I want you to report the entire number you see here. You don't have to report this one because it's really kind of like a general umbrella heading. What I want you to report is this right here, this number right here, and the full name. So you will write it out in your paper just like this, and then you will describe a little bit, what does this mean? So I don't want you to copy and paste it straight from here. I do want you to read it, understand it, and then explain it to me in your own words. And you will do this for any of the assignments this semester that will require for you to share with me a ethical code that applies to the situation.